The Legend of Jason Voorhees. A scary tale from Crystal Lake. Deep in the murky waters of Crystal Lake, a dark legend rises, the story of a relentless killer, whose name strikes fear into the hearts of those who dare to remember, Jason Voorhees. The story begins in the dark summer of June 13, 1946. Jason Voorhees was born to Pamela and Elias Voorhees, with Elias meeting an untimely and mysterious end shortly after Jason's birth. Pamela, now a lonely, grieving mother, loves her son with an almost fanatical fervor. From an early age, Jason suffered from terrible pain, a condition that caused his head to swell in a grotesque way, making him different from other children. At age 11, Jason became the target of cruel ridicule. One fateful day, his friends' taunts became increasingly violent and Jason was pushed into the deep, dark waters of Crystal Lake. Not knowing how to swim, he drowned, his last breath blending into the murky depths. Pamela's heart was broken by the loss of her beloved Jason. Desperate and traumatized by pain so profound it drove her mad, she uttered a forbidden spell over his lifeless body, a curse intended to bring her son back from the clutches of the die. And so, Jason came to life again, but he was no longer the same. He had become something much more terrifying, something eternal. From that moment on, Pamela Voorhees vowed revenge. She will kill anyone who dares trespass on the Crystal Lake grounds, believing that the camp and its guests are responsible for Jason's death. Her rage was unrelenting, her murders horrific, until one day, a young woman named Alice Hardy ended Pamela's bloody reign. With her dying breath, Pamela's eyes reflected not defeat, but the burning promise of revenge. Jason, now a tall man with supernatural strength and an insatiable thirst for blood, discovered his mother's lifeless body. In a silent, horrifying ritual, he donned a hockey mask to hide his deformed face and wielded a machete, vowing to avenge his mother's death. The curse made him immortal, his rage never subsided. For more than 2 decades, Jason lurked in the shadows of Crystal Lake, a silent sentinel of death. Campers who ventured too close met gruesome ends, their screams echoing throughout the trees. Jason's hunting and fighting skills are unparalleled. He can run at extraordinary speeds. Targets with arrows and throwing axes are deadly, and most terrifying of all, he cannot be killed. Every year, the legend of Jason Voorhees grows stronger, fed by stories of those who narrowly escaped his murderous clutches. His story spread widely, reaching the ears of horror enthusiasts and filmmakers alike. So the story of Jason Voorhees was immortalized in film, starting with the movie Friday the 13th, released in 1980. The audience was introduced to the horrors of Crystal Lake, and Jason's nightmares were descended upon the world. The horror series has spawned 12 iterations, each more terrifying than the last. Viewers were horrifyingly captivated as Jason met a myriad of terrible fates, drowning, burning, and even being crushed by the terrifying vacuum of outer space in Jason X 2001. However, no matter how many times Jason is defeated, the curse continues to revive him, ensuring that evil will always return to haunt the living. With the release of the video game, Friday the 13th, on May the 26th, a new generation was introduced to the terrifying legend Jason Voorhees. The game, with its engaging narrative and innovative gameplay, allows players to play as both the hunted and the hunter. Each session a tense dance of survival and carnage. Critics and gamers alike praised the game for its faithful adaptation of the horror classic, and its ability to evoke real fear. Today, the name Jason Voorhees is still synonymous with terror. His legacy, born from the dark waters of Crystal Lake, continues to haunt the nightmares of those brave enough to call his name. For in the world of the living, Jason Voorhees is the embodiment of eternal terror, a reminder that some legends, no matter how dark, never truly die.
What do you think about this issue? Please leave a comment below for everyone to know and discuss. Goodbye and see you again.